Welcome to Half Haunted. I'm Candy, your host, and I'm here with my lovely co-host Raji. Hello, Raji.
Hello.
And today we'll take you on this journey through some of the most haunted, mysterious, and spine-chilling roads around the world. From ghostly hitchhikers to spectral headlights, each road we explore has its own unique, haunting story. So buckle up, because we're about to venture into darkness and unravel the secrets lurking just beyond the headlights. So take it away, Raji.
Hey, everybody, and Happy New Year once again. Our first stop is Clinton Road in West Milford, New Jersey. Clinton Road isn't just another quiet, winding path through the woods. Its history is as dark and mysterious as the legends that surround it. The road is lined with dense forest, remnants of abandoned buildings, and landmarks steeped in folklore, such as Clinton Furnace, an eerie structure dating back to the 1700s. It was once a hub of industry, but today it's better known as a hot spot for ghostly encounters and dark rituals. As to the tragic tales of accidents on the road's sharp curves, and you have a settling right for supernatural speculation. One of the road's most famous legends centers around Ghost Boy Bridge. That's an interesting name for a bridge. According to folklore, the ghost of a young boy lingers near the bridge. Visitors claim that tossing a coin into the water beneath the bridge triggers a strange phenomenon. The coin back unseen hands. Some say the boy's spirit has been known to protect travelers, even preventing accidents by guiding them away from danger. Is he a guardian angel or simply a restless soul? Imagine this. You're riding along a desolate stretch of Clinton Road late at night. Suddenly, headlights appear behind you, glowing bright and drawing closer. But as you try to get a better look, they vanish without a trace. This chilling phenomenon has been reported by countless drivers over the years. Some believe it's the spirit of a driver who perished on the treacherous curves, forever doomed to roam the road. Clinton Furnace and ritualistic tales. Hidden deep in the woods is Clinton Furnace, a relic of colonial America. By day, it's an intriguing piece of history, but at night, its aura changes. Stories of satanic rituals and ghostly sightings surround the site, adding to the road's already spooky reputation. Paranormal investigators claim to feel a strange energy near the furnace, with some reporting apparitions and disembodied voices. Then we have the jungle habitat. The 1970s Jungle Habitat, a safari park, was a major attraction in the area, but when it closed, rumors began to spread about animals left behind to fend for themselves. Over the years, drivers and hikers have reported sightings of unusual creatures, from oversized birds to aggressive monkey-like animals. While some dismiss these as an urban legend, others swear they've seen the bizarre inhabitants of Clinton Road's dark forests. Beyond the ghost stories and eerie encounters, Clinton Road is dangerous in its own right. Its sharp turns and poor visibility have caused numerous accidents, adding a grim reality to its supernatural lore. Perhaps this dangerous settling has fueled the ghostly legends. Are they born of tragedy or something more?
Oh, have you ever been there?
No, I have not. I have not heard of this zoo amusement park. That is interesting, but I want to stay on, doesn't the 10 go across the country? I'll stay on the 10.
Right. Stick to the 10. I'm good. So from there, we're going to head on to the Shades of Death Road in Warren County, New Jersey. It didn't get its name by accident. Local lore tells of a gruesome past with stories of lynchings, brutal murders, and even a malaria outbreak that once ravaged the area. These tragedies have seemingly left supernatural imprint as the road has become a hotspot for ghostly sightings and unexplained phenomena. Some say the road's very name is a warning for those who ignore it, often find themselves caught in a fog, not just of weather, but a mystery. Ghost Lake. One of the most haunted spots along Shades of Death Road is Ghost Lake. This man-made body of water seems most alive with paranormal energy at night. columns of ghostly vapor rise from the lake, taking the form of a wrath-like figures. Visitors have often reported unnatural brightness over the lake and surrounding forest, as if the night sky itself refuses to darken. That's creepy. But be aware, the stillness of Ghost Lake is deceptive. Those who linger too long often feel as though they're being watched, with some reporting whispers carried on the wind. So the ghost of Jenny Forest. The nearby Jenny Jump Forest is a home to another chilling legend. The ghost of Jenny, a young woman said to have leapt to her death to escape a pursuer, is often spotted wandering among the trees. Her translucent figure appears briefly before vanishing into the shadows, leaving behind an eerie silence. Whether she's protective spirit or a restless soul, her presence adds another layer of unease to the area. Hikers and drivers alike report strange sounds and fleeting glimpses of her pale figure. It's creepy. Lenape Lane and the mysterious orbs. If Ghost Lake and Jenny Jump Forest were enough, Lenape Lane offers its own supernatural surprises. A narrow, unpaved road branching off from shades of death. It's a hotspot for strange lights. Visitors often see a glowing white orb that seems to follow their cars, weaving between trees before vanishing. Even more terrifying, the red orb, locals believe it's an omen of death, appearing shortly before tragedy strikes. Could these lights be echoes of the past or something more sinister? The ghost fog and protective spirits. Shades of Death Road is notorious for its intense, sudden fog. Drivers report dense clouds that obscure the road, sometimes accompanied by figures standing in the mist. These apparitions are said to guide and protect drivers, though others believe they're spirits of those who lost their lives on the treacherous road. Among these spirits is a Native American guide in the form of a deer. According to legend, this protective spirit punishes those who harm the natural surroundings. Some drivers who act recklessly or worse, harm wildlife, have reported strange accidents and inexplicable mechanical failures shortly after. Supernatural consequences for bullies. One of the more chilling stories involves bullies who mock the legends of Shades of Death Road. Spirits seem to have little patience for those skeptics with tales of vengeful hauntings, following bullies back to their homes. Doors slam, objects move, eerie voices whisper their names, reminding them that the road's spirits aren't confined to the woods. Prom night tragedy. Another well-known ghost story involves a young girl who died in a fiery crash on her way to the prom. Dressed in a scorched formal gown, she's often seen along the road searching for her lost date. Drivers have reported picking up a lone hitchhiker only for her to vanish before they reach the destination. This tragic tale adds to a potent layer to the haunted reputation of Shades of Death Road.
Whoa.
I don't know that I would travel that road. No, thank you. When you have Shades of Death Road, that's a note from me.
No.
No, pass. I'm good. I don't need to. Nope. Nope.
Some things should be left alone.
Exactly. Don't mess with nature and don't be a bully. You know what I mean? Karma doesn't skip anybody either.
Not if
Pennsylvania, Kelly Road in Ohioville, Pennsylvania. It's the Mystery Mile. So Kelly Road seems ordinary at first. At first glance, a peaceful tree-lined stretch connecting two towns in Ohioville. But its eerie reputation often tells a different story. Locals have long whispered about unexplainable events, animals acting out violently, ghostly apparitions appearing in the mist, and vehicles mysteriously stalling out with no reason. This road, nicknamed Mystery Mile, defies logic and leaves those who travel it stories they'll never forget, oh Lord. It always begins with, they'll never forget. The aggressive animals of Kelly Road, one of the most unsettling phenomenon reported on Kelly Road is the aggressive behavior of animals. Domesticated pets, farm animals, and even wildlife are said to become inexplicably hostile when near the road. Imagine chickens chasing pedestrians or normally docile goats charging at walkers. Residents have also reported their dogs barking uncontrollably or cowering in fear when nearing the area. Even more chilling are accounts of wildlife. Foxes, deers, raccoons display unnaturally bold, erratic behavior, sometimes pursuing cars or people. What causes this aggression? Some people, it's tied to the paranormal energy that permeates the road. I don't know. Ghostly children in the mist. If the aggression, Kelly Road,
we need more?
right?
We don't need more animals.
No, we got aggressive animals. I don't know if that's, that could be just animals. I don't know if it's ghosts, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's paranormal, but whatever. Anyway, as if the aggressive animals weren't enough, Kelly Road is also home to ghostly apparitions. One of the most common sightings is a group of phantom children dressed in old-fashioned clothing. Witnesses describe seeing these spectral figures walking solemnly along the road before vanishing into thin air. Many of these sightings occur in the presence of a mysterious mist that appears suddenly, shrouding in the road in an otherworldly haze. Within the mist, these ghostly children seem to materialize only to dissolve as quickly as they came. The Ragged Ghost Boy. All of the spirits said to haunt Kelly Road, one stands out. The glowing apparition of a young boy in tattered clothing known as the Ragged Ghost Boy. He's often seen near yards or by the roadside, playing as if unaware of the living world. Residents have reported seeing this spectral boy in their backyard, further blurring the line between Kelly Road's haunting energy and their own homes. While he doesn't appear to be malevolent, I don't know. Malevolent. His presence is undeniably unnerving, leaving those who encounter him with more questions than answers. So there's mysterious car stalls and eerie road mist. Drivers on Kelly Road often find themselves stranded without warning. Cars that were perfectly functional suddenly stall. In many cases, the mechanical failure coincides with appearances of a mist or ghostly figure. Some witnesses report hearing faint whispers, feeling unexplainable chill moments before the car sputters to a halt. While some attribute these stalls to natural causes, the eerie timing has led many to believe that phenomena is anything but coincidental. The paranormal impact on the pets. Even pets are not immune to Kelly Road's strange energy. Pet owners have shared unsettling stories of their animals acting erratically after walking or driving near the road. Dogs growl at unseen entities, cats refuse to leave their carriers, and even birds flutter nervously in their cages. What's especially curious is how these behaviors seem to fade once the animals leave the area, as if the energy of Kelly's Road dissipates before its borders. A warning to all the thrill seekers. Kelly Road may attract ghost hunters and paranormal enthusiasts like myself, but locals caution against walking or driving there unprepared. The aggression of animals and sudden appearance of apparitions make this road a risky adventure. For pedestrians and unpredictable behavior, nearby creatures is the most immediate danger. Whether you're visiting for a thrill or out for curiosity, one thing is for certain: Kelly Road leaves a lasting impression, and sometimes that's a chill that's hard to shake. I'm not sure though that the pet part, I mean, some of that could be, paranormal, because I've seen with my dog Pookie, remember her back at the Medlock House? I've seen her bark at stuff that wasn't there, like literally what waked me up in the middle of the night.
Right.
And I know the house was haunted. But then there's some stuff where dogs can be assholes, and so can cats. So I don't know.
I mean, if you've seen a frog in the forest, then something is up. I'm just saying. When a frog comes after you or an earthworm,
Ew.
but beyond that,
Ew.
nah. Exactly.
Girl.
We are going over to New Orleans, Louisiana, and we're going over to Mona Lisa Drive. The hauntings of Mona Lisa Drive begins with tragedy. While the exact details vary, all versions of Mona's story center around heartbreak and betrayal. In one version, Mona fell in love with a man her father disapproved of, and in her despair, she took her own life near the park's lagoons. In another, she was betrayed by her lover, who drowned her in a fit of rage. Her death marked the beginning of a haunting. Some say her spirit is tethered to the road, searching for closure or vengeance. Others believe her presence is a warning to those who visit, particularly couples, as if to remind them of the frailty of love. At the heart of Mona Lisa Drive's lore is a statue erected in her memory, a Venus-style figure placed near the road. This tribute was meant to honor her tragic story, but it met a violent end during a car chase. The statue's destruction is said to have intensified Mona's haunting, as if the loss of her memorial unmoored her spirit even further. Since then, visitors have reported an uptick in strange occurrences, from eerie scratching on car windows to ghostly figures appearing near vehicles. Could the destruction of her statue have deepened her grief? Or was it the final act that tethered her to the park forever? I don't know. The experiences reported on Mona Lisa Drive range from unsettling to downright terrifying. One of the most common accounts involves a couple's parked car near the lagoons. Witnesses describe hearing faint sobbing or wailing, which grows louder until it seems to surround their car. Some have even felt a chilling sensation, as if someone or something is brushing against their vehicle. More alarming are the reports of scratching sounds on car windows. Many who dare to look find nothing outside, but the marks on their windows remain, a haunting reminder of Mona's presence. Others claim to see a figure in a flowing white gown, her face pale and mournful, watching from a distance or approaching slowly before vanishing. Mona's ghost is often described as sorrowful. There are darker aspects to her legend. Men visiting the lagoons, particularly those who are alone, are said to be her primary targets. Some stories tell of young men being lured toward the water by a ghostly figure, only to experience a sudden sense of panic or near drowning. These tales have made Mona Lisa Drive not just a hotspot for paranormal enthusiasts, but also a cautionary tale for visitors who venture too close to the lagoons. Mona's ghostly activities seem to intensify during colder months, when sightings and eerie sounds become more frequent. Visitors describe a noticeable chill in the air, even on otherwise mild days, and an oppressive atmosphere that's hard to shake. Interestingly, the park's wildlife seems attuned to Mona's presence. Animals have been seen fleeing in moss when her cries echo through the trees. Dogs bark or whine without an apparent cause. The birds fall silent, creating an unsettling quiet that amplifies the tension. The legacy of Mona Lisa Drive. There's a legacy, too. Mona Lisa Drive is a haunting blend of beauty and tragedy, a serene road where the weight of the past lingers in the air. Mona's story, whether rooted in betrayal, despair, or vengeance, serves as a poignant reminder of love's darker side. The ghostly cries, eerie scratching, and spectral appearances make the road more than just a local legend. It's a place where history and the paranormal collide. For thrill seekers, Mona Lisa Drive offers an unforgettable experience, but visitors should tread lightly, whether exploring the lagoons, driving through the mist, or simply passing by. The spirit of Mona is always watching. Her story is waiting to be heard.
All right, we're going to head on over to Chicago, Illinois, to Archer Avenue. Archer Avenue has been a long place of mystery, originally a Native American trail. The avenue is steeped in history that predates its modern incarnation, with its proximity to cemeteries like Resurrection Cemetery and St. James Sag Cemetery. As its well-wooded areas are known for strange sightings, the road carries eerie energy in its historical roots. Could the avenue's paranormal activity be tied to its past, or is it something more? One thing's for certain, Archer Avenue is no ordinary road. The most famous ghost. It's no discussion of Archer Avenue would be complete without Resurrection Mary. The ghost of the young woman in a flowing white dress has been seen hitchhiking along the road since 1930. According to legend, Mary was a young woman who met her tragic end, leaving the O. Henry Ballroom, now known as the Willowbrook Ballroom. Drivers often report picking her up, only to have her vanish near Resurrection Cemetery. One famous account involved a cab driver who Mary disappeared without paying her fare. Another man danced with her at the ballroom, described her vanishing outside the cemetery gates. Even more chilling are the stories of phantom collisions, drivers who believe they struck a woman matching Mary's description, only to find no damage or body upon inspection. Is Mary reenacting her final moments, or is she simply searching for closure? The Phantom Monks of St. James Sag Cemetery. If Resurrection Mary is the star of Archer Avenue's hauntings, the Phantom Monks of St. James Sag Cemetery are its most mysterious. Witnesses have reported seeing hooded figures floating above the ground, their faces obscured in dark cowls. These spectral monks are often spotted in the cemetery and wooded areas, silently gliding through the night. Even police officers have encountered these figures only to watch them vanish before their eyes. Could these monks be tied to the cemetery's long history, or are they echoes of the forgotten past? One of Archer Avenue's oldest legends involved a horse-drawn hearse carrying a glowing child's coffin. This glowing carriage had been spotted since the late 1800s, traveling the road in Erie. Some believe a remnant of the old funeral procession, while others seeing it as a symbol of the tragedies unfolding while Archer Avenue holds for centuries. This isn't the only historical haunting on the avenue. Drivers and pedestrians alike have reported feeling overwhelming sense of dread, as if the road carries the weight of countless untold stories. Why Archer Avenue is such a hot spot for paranormal activity? Many believe its origins as Native American trail play a significant role. The area's cemetery, steeped in history and tragedy, may also serve as a spiritual focal point. Additionally, the road's dense forest, dark, winding stretches, an atmosphere rife imagination, or perhaps something more. The persistence of these stories over a decade and their consistency, different witnesses, lends to credibility of Archer Avenues as a paranormal hotspot.
It's all good. We are crossing the pond. We're crossing a few ponds. And we are going to Hong Kong, China. And the road, Tuen Moon Road. It has to be Moon. I don't know, but just forgive me because I just joined Red Note. And I'm going to be learning some things. So forgive me for pronouncing this wrong or any part of Hong Kong incorrectly. You all can help me along the way, but I'm going to try my best. The deadly history of Tuen Moon Road was one of Hong Kong's first highways, but its construction was fraught with issues. Poor quality materials, sharp turns, and the challenging terrain have contributed to frequent accidents since its opening in 1978. Among its many tragedies, the road was the site of Hong Kong's deadliest vehicular accident, which claimed 21 lives. Over the years, its dangers have earned it the grim name Highway of Death, and its reputation has only been heightened by tales of ghostly encounters. One of the most terrifying aspects of Tuen Moon Road is its spectral apparitions. Drivers report seeing ghostly figures suddenly appear in front of their vehicles, causing them to swerve violently to avoid a collision. These incidents often result in multi-vehicle crashes, perpetuating the road's deadly cycle. At night, travelers describe seeing glowing-eyed figures lurking in the dense shrubbery along the roadside. These ghostly presences, visible even through thick darkness, create an oppressive and unnerving atmosphere for anyone brave enough to drive the highway after sunset. Local lore suggests that the ghosts of Tuen Moon Road are not merely passive observers. They are active participants in the accidents. It is believed that the spirits of those who perish in wrecks haunt the road and cause new accidents to increase their ranks. All right. This theory adds chilling layer of the road's already ominous reputation, leaving drivers to wonder if the journey might bring them face to face with tragedy or worse, the ghosts who demand new victims. The shrubbery that lines Twin Moon Road is said to be hiding a place for spirits. Drivers and pedestrians report seeing shadowy figures lurking just beyond the roadside, their movements subtle yet unmistakable. Some describe seeing these spirits emerge briefly before fading back into the darkness, their glowing eyes leaving an indelible impression. For those unfamiliar with the road's haunted history, these sightings can be deeply unsettling. Visitors often leave the area shaken, convinced they've seen something beyond explanation. The paranormal activity along Twin Moon Road might not be confined to its tragic history. Some locals believe the land was already haunted before the highway was built. Though the details of those earlier hauntings remain elusive, the story suggests that the road's construction disturbed something ancient and restless, unleashing a cascade of paranormal events. Whether it's the land or the tragedies that followed, the spirits of Twin Moon Road seem bound to this highway, ensuring their stories are not forgotten. One of the most challenging aspects for drivers involved in ghost-related accidents is recounting their experiences. Many face belief and ridicule, adding humiliation to the trauma of surviving in an accident. Despite skepticism, the consistency of those reports across decades adds credibility to the tales. While skeptics argue that exhaustion or environmental factors might explain the sightings, those who've experienced the ghosts firsthand remain convinced of their reality. I'm going to have to, like a Google Earth these places.
Yeah.
Even though it may be dense, if you can still see, these roads, because this is amazing. I know we got a road like that here in Arizona, but I think they changed it from Route 666 or something like that. Anywho, Candy, your turn.
We're going to head back over to England to A3 Road in Surrey, England. It all began on a seemingly ordinary night in early 2000s. Multiple witnesses called the police to report a car veering off the A3 road near Guildford. They described vivid details: the car's headlights, the sound of a crash, and even the exact location where the vehicle left the road. When police arrived, however, they found no immediate signs of the accident. There was no debris, no skid marks, no car, but the consistency of the reports convinced officers to search deeper, and that's when the story took a chilling turn. The hidden wreckage revealed. After an extensive search of the area, officers made a grim discovery. About 20 yards down the steep embankment, hidden by a dense undergrowth, they found a total maroon Vixtel hysteria. Inside, the decomposed remains of Christopher Brian Chandler, a 21-year-old man who had been reporting missing months earlier. What made this discovery more unsettling was the timeline. The crash had occurred 5 months prior to the car's battery was long dead. The headlights and witnesses reported seeing and could not have been illuminated. How then did the multiple people see the crash that just happened but had been hidden for months prior? A final call for help. Before we dive into the possible explanations, let's take a closer look at Christopher Chandler's tragic story. Investigators discovered that Chandler had attempted to call his brother from the crash site but never managed to connect. Alone and injured, he succumbed to his injuries before help could arrive. Could his desperate final moments have left an imprint on his location, creating a ghostly echo that replayed the events of his crash months later? For many, possibility offers a chilling explanation for what witnesses experienced that night. Paranormal reenactment or coincidence. The events of A3 Road have been interpreted by some as a classic case of residual haunting, a phenomenon where a traumatic event replayed itself, leaving an imprint on its surroundings. This suggests that Chandler's tragic crash and his last unsuccessful call for help may have created a spectral reenactment, urging the discovery of the hidden wreckage. Skeptics, however, urge that the incident could be explained by a combination of coincidence and collective imagination. Perhaps the drivers mistook the headlights from another vehicle and the sounds from the nearby road as signs of a crash. But even skeptics struggle to explain the consistency of the reports and how they led to the discovery of this crash. that had been hidden for months. This story leaves us with more questions than answers. How could multiple witnesses see a crash involving that had been concealed for months? Why did the event play out months later when it could have been, they could have stayed Chandler longer? And why did these types of phenomena seem to occur in moments of profound tragedy? While we may never understand fully what happened on A3 Road, the incident reminds us of the fragile boundary between life and death and the unknown. The importance of reporting. One undeniable takeaway from A3 Road is the importance of reporting suspected incidents. While this case may be reported unexplained, the actions of witnesses led to the discovery of Christopher Chandler's remains and allowed the family to find closure. Whether you believe in the paranormal or not, reporting a strange event might make a difference. I've heard of this before.
Well, after a few of these stories, I think we need to go grab some barbecue and talk about the light over on Bragg Road in Saratoga, Texas. You ready?
Texas. I'm ready. Partner. Howdy, partner.
All right. Bragg Road's most famous phenomenon is the ghostly glow. That's like phenomena. The ghostly glow as Saratoga light, appearing at random along the deserted road. The light weaves through the tree, glowing brightly before fading into the darkness. Witnesses describe it as resembling an old-fashioned lantern, which has led to its popular origin story, a tragic railroad accident. Oh, wow. According to folklore, a railroad conductor was decapitated in 1902 in a train crash. The light, many believe, is his lantern as he endlessly searches for his lost head. A chilling tale is tied to the road's history. It follows the path of a dismantled tramway built by the Santa Fe Railroad, which ceased operations in 1934. Alternative origins: the Kaiser burnout and Spanish treasure. While the railroad conductor's story is the most famous explanation, it's not the only one. Another theory links the Saratoga light to Kaiser burnout, a devastating Civil War-era fire that scorched 3,000 acres of fertile sugarcane fields in the area. Did not know Texas grew sugarcane. Well, holla.
I didn't know that either. It's crazy.
Sugarcane is good, too. But anyway.
Yeah.
Some believe the fire left a spectral energy that manifests as the glowing light. Others point to the legend of Spanish treasure seekers. Long before Bragg Road existed, Spanish conquistadors are said to have searched the area for buried riches. Some suggest the lights are their restless spirits continuing their quest in death. Other theories, less popular, add layers of historical intrigue to the phenomenon. Not everyone believes in ghosts. I love that. Skeptics argue that the Saratoga light is nothing more than swamp gas, a natural phenomenon caused by decaying organic matter releasing methane, which can ignite and glow. But locals and longtime witnesses disagree. They argue that the light's movements are too precise, too deliberate, to be dismissed as random natural phenomena. Drivers have reported the light following their vehicles or darting off into the woods as if it had a mind of its own. The Saratoga light isn't just a recent phenomenon. It has been reported consistently since 1940s. Sightings have persisted across generations, with locals passing down stories of their encounters. Some describe the light as hovering inches above the ground, while others recall it flickering high in the trees before disappearing altogether. What makes the light even more compelling is the lack of harm. While undeniably eerie, the light appears non-threatening, drawing curious visitors rather than scaring them away. For thrill seekers, Bragg Road is more than just a haunting. It's an invitation to experience the unknown. One detail that fuels the conductor legend is the light's uncanny resemblance to an old-fashioned railroad lantern. Witnesses often describe shape, movement, and glow as matching the lanterns used by railroad workers in the early 20th century. Could this similarity be mere coincidence, or is it evidence of a ghostly presence still tied to the railroad's tragic past? Whether you believe the Saratoga Light is a ghostly apparition, a natural anomaly, or something else entirely, one thing is certain. Bragg Road is steeped in mystery and history. Its dense woods and quiet solitude make it a perfect setting for an enduring legend, and the light serves as a reminder of the stories we tell to explain the unexplainable.
Yeah, I don't know about the swamp gas part. That had me as a no thank you.
Swamp gas, don't you think they'd
Swamp
have
ass.
swamp gas? It must smell. It should also be like they have that, I don't know what you call that condition when they're looking for radiation. You would think they're like, yeah, there's gas in it.
Oh,
Come on. I don't know. I'm not going out there because if there's not a hospital, a toilet nearby, or a fast food chain, or a salad bar, Raji ain't going.
right. I went to there. No, thank you.
I'm good. I'm good. Oh, it's my turn. Sorry. We're going to Australia. I mean, we
Good
went,
night, May.
right? We're going from barbecue to shrimps on Barbies.
The crocodile, May.
In a whole
Crocodile.
deadly animal. I do want to visit Australia, but I might have to stay in the city. We are going to Wakehurst Parkway in Australia. There is a haunting of Kelly, a ghostly passenger, one of the most infamous spirits haunting Wakehurst Parkway is Kelly, a ghostly girl whose presence has terrified drivers for decades. Kelly is known to suddenly appear in vehicles, often in the passenger seat or back seat, startling unsuspecting drivers.
Surprise, bitch.
Yeah,
I was shit myself. Someone popped up next to me and you were telling me.
no.
Oh, thank you. Get out the car. Tuck and roll.
That's right.
You don't pay this car payment. Nobody rides for
That's
free.
right. You got no. Just no.
Unless you got snagged.
Well, then we can talk. I'm saying, yeah. The long road out there. Doesn't Australia have one of the has the longest road in the world? And it's okay, there we go. But anyway, let's talk about Kelly for a moment. Local warns us that if you encounter Kelly, you must firmly tell her that she is unwell. Well, there you go. She's unwell.
See?
Failing to do so said to increase the likelihood of an accident. Kelly's appearances are unpredictable, but her malicious reputation makes her one of the road's most feared entities. Whether she's a restless spirit or a malevolent force, one thing is certain. Kelly adds a chilling layer to an already dangerous drive. Another Wakehurst Parkway's spectral residence is the ghostly nun, believed to be the spirit of a Scottish visitor who tragically died in an accident decades ago. The nun is often seen standing by the roadside, or more unsettlingly, sitting in the backseat of. These people need to quit with these backseat. Has left many drivers shaken, and her presence is often accompanied by an overwhelming sense of sorrow. Unlike Kelly, the nun doesn't appear to have malicious intent. Instead, her spectral presence seems rooted in grief, a haunting reminder of the tragedy that claimed her life. Yeah, that sucks. Beyond the ghost, Wakehurst Parkway is notoriously dangerous in its own right. The road's sharp turns, poor visibility, and frequent nighttime fog create ideal conditions for accidents. Many fatal crashes have occurred along this stretch, leading locals to nickname it the Road of Death. Compounding the danger is a mysterious phenomenon where headlights inexplicably leaving drivers in complete darkness. Whether due to mechanical failure or supernatural interference, this occurrence has contributed to Wakehurst Parkway's deadly reputation. Adding to the eerie lore of Wakehurst Parkway is a legend of a phantom-drawn cart. Horse-drawn cart at that. Phantoms. Witnesses describe seeing an old-fashioned cart traveling along the road only to watch it vanish into thin air. The sighting is brief but unmistakable, leaving those who encounter it with a sense of having glimpsed a piece of history, or perhaps something otherworldly. The cart is often associated with the area's colonial path, suggesting that Wakehurst Parkway's hauntings may be tied to events long before the road's construction, vanishing bodies, and eerie atmospheres. Drivers on Wakehurst Parkway have also reported seeing what appear to be unconscious figures lying on the roadside. Yet when they stop to investigate, the bodies disappear without a trace. These spectral figures add to the road's unsettling atmosphere, which many describe as oppressive and unnatural. Even those who haven't seen apparitions report feeling an intense sense of dread while driving the road at night. Some describe a sudden chill in the air as if they're being watched, while others note an eerie silence that seems to envelop the road.
Yeah, no.
And what makes Wakehurst Parkway such a hot spot for paranormal activity? Some attribute the hauntings to the road's tragic history, including the fatal accidents that have claimed countless lives. Others point to the area's dense forests and isolated stretches, which provide the perfect backdrop for ghost stories. Skeptics argue that the eerie encounters are the result of heightened anxiety while driving a dangerous road at night. But consistency of the sightings, especially of Kelly and the nun, have left even skeptics scratching their heads. Whether or not you believe in ghosts, Wakehurst Parkway is a road that demands caution. Its sharp turns, poor lighting, and history of accidents make it one of the most dangerous highways in New South Wales. Add in the possibility of encountering a spectral passenger or vanishing figure, it's clear why the road is not for the faint of heart.
Yeah, it's a no for me. I
Yeah,
don't know about the having the ghostly figures in the back seat.
I prefer not.
So, well, we're going back over to the pond, back to the United States. We're going to Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Highway 365, vanishing hitchhiker. The most common story along Highway 365 begins on a rainy night. A driver spots a young woman standing on the roadside, often near a bridge, appearing distressed or injured. Moved by compassion, the driver officer offers her a ride. She accepts silently. She says little during the journey and provides an address only to vanish before they arrive. What follows is even more unsettling. Drivers who attempt to return her lost items, such as coats left with the hitchhiker, often find themselves at the doorstep of grieving parents who reveal the truth. Their daughter died tragically years ago, often in an accident along that very road. The encounters with the grieving families. These encounters frequently end at a quiet home where a heartbroken family recounts the story of their lost daughter. Drivers describe the chilling moment of realization the woman they picked up matches the description of the deceased daughters exactly. Some parents even share that they've heard similar stories from other Good Samaritans, each time their grief, but appreciating the kindness shown to their spectral child. These experiences leave witnesses shaken with questions about what they have encountered and whether the act of kindness was for the living or the dead. Hold up. So this story is similar to the Archer Avenue 1 Resurrection Mary, where they pick her up and she just disappears. The cab driver, it was on Unsolved Mysteries, right? So the cab driver goes to where the daughter lived or whatever. Same thing. She died years ago. Here's this, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. This story is similar to Archer Avenue and Resurrection Mary. So I don't know. It just seems similar. So anyway, weird.
Got
Many of these ghostly encounters occur on or near a bridge, adding a layer of danger to the ghostly phenomenon. Drivers often find the young woman standing in the rain, her hair and clothes soaked, a haunting figure of distress. These rainy nights create an eerie atmosphere, heightening the fear and uncertainty for those who stop to help. Why bridges? Some people believe they serve as liminal spaces, symbolic threshold between the physical world and the spiritual realm. On Highway 365, these spirits seem to anchor the hitchhiker's presence into trying her to the place where her life was tragically cut short. One of the most unsettling elements of these tales is a recurring theme of lost items. Drivers who offer coats to the hitchhiker often find them returned in different ways. In some stories, the coat is draped neatly over the hitchhiker's grave, discovered by the driver after tracing her connection to a nearby cemetery. Oh, I love cemeteries, by the way. These moments offer a chilling sense of closure, yet deepen the mystery. How could an item left with a ghostly figure reappear in such a tangible, undeniable way? Many sightings occur on or around the anniversary of the young woman's death. The repetition reinforces the ghostly nature of the encounters, as if the hitchhiker is reliving her final moments after year. It's more of like that residual haunting stuff is what I'm assuming is happening. And that does happen quite a bit. A lot of these ghost hauntings are more residual than intelligent hauntings.
Gotcha.
And this is probably the case, in my opinion. What's even more remarkable is the consistency of these stories. Witnesses who never met describe the nearly identical experiences, spotting the woman, offering her a ride, her eventual disappearance. The reoccurring pattern has fueled the legend, leaving skeptics with little room to dismiss the phenomenon as mere coincidence. Despite the fear these stories inspire, they also highlight acts of kindness. Drivers who encounter the hitchhiker are often moved by her apparent distress, offering help without hesitation. These gestures of compassion, though met with ghostly disappearance, seem to honor the hitchhiker's memory, ensuring she's not forgotten. The stories of 365 remind us that even in the face of the unknown, our humanity can shine through. Whether these tales are folklore, paranormal phenomena, or something in between, they offer a poignant reminder of life's tragically short and the lingering impact of those we lost. Crazy. Now, that's nuts. And the stories remind me of the other stories, like I said, in Chicago. You'll find a lot of different dates and different legends have the similar stories of people getting in cabs, but then they died 30 years prior.
Right.
You'll notice that. I've noticed it in my research. But we're going to head on over to Ortega Highway in San Juan Capistrano, California. Ortega Highway isn't your average road. Its sharp curves, hairpin turns, and steer drop-offs have made it one of California's most hazardous highways. But for some drivers, the dangers don't stop the terrain. Reports of strange sightings and unexpected phenomena near a specific area, now home to Quest Diagnostics, have elevated this highway to a place of both physical and supernatural peril. Whether it's the flickering streetlights, ghost lights in the brush, or the sinister presence of a ghostly clown, Ortega Highway challenges more than just your driving skills. One of the most unnerving legends of Ortega Highway is the ghostly clown. Witnesses describe seeing this ghostly figure between malfunctioning streetlights, often near Quest Diagnostic site. The clown's appearance is brief. It vanishes as drivers approach, but its impact lingers. Well, it would linger with me because I'm deathly afraid of clowns. Anyway, leaving witnesses with an overwhelming sense of dread, this apparition has baffled paranormal investigators and fueled speculations about its origins, and could it be tied to the history of the land or the manifestation of something darker? Adding to the eerie atmosphere, streetlights along the stretch of highway frequently flicker or shut off entirely as drivers pass by. Electrical devices such as car radios, GPS systems also malfunction without explanation. These disturbances often coincide with paranormal sightings, leading many to believe that the phenomena are just more than technical glitches. Psychics and investigators contribute these malfunctions to the presence of spirits whose energy disrupts electrical systems. For drivers, a combination of failing electronics and menacing clown makes this part of Ortega Highway unforgettable and unsettling experience. Well, it would for me. Another reoccurring phenomenon is the appearance of glowing lights among trees and sagebrush. These lights move erratically, defying logical explanation. Witnesses have described them as resembling lanterns or orbs, creating a haunting display in the darkness. Even more chilling is a skeletal entity that psychics claim inhabits the area, Perched atop streetlights in this carcass-like figure is said to watch travelers with sinister intent. Unlike ghostly clown, this is being described as overtly malevolent, adding a layer to the danger to those who dare to stop along the haunted stretch. What makes the area near Quest Diagnostics such a hot spot for paranormal activity? The answer remains elusive. The site's history before its current use is unclear, fueling speculation about what might have occurred there. Some theories suggest tragic accidents or unresolved deaths may have left spiritual imprints, while others point to the possibility of the land itself being a focal point for supernatural energy. Without concrete answers, the legends surrounding Ortega Highway continue to grow, leaving drivers and investigators alike with more questions than answers. Paranormal experts who have visited Ortega Highway often report sensing multiple spirits in the area, while some entities appear to be harmless echoes of the past. Others are described as actively malevolent. The skeletal figure and ghostly clown are among the most notorious presences. But investigators believe they are not alone. For those who are sensitive to the paranormal, the energy along Ortega Highway is described as oppressive and unsettling, making it clear that this road is far more than it seems. My advice for travelers, stay vigilant and keep moving. If you're planning on traversing to Ortega Highway, experts recommend on staying cautious. Avoid stopping near the haunted stretch, especially if you encounter flickering lights or unusual figures. The combination of sharp turns and poor visibility, ghostly distractions makes this road particularly dangerous at night. If you encounter the ghostly clown or skeletal figure, its best advice is to keep moving and resist the temptation to investigate further. You may find more than you're bargained for. Yeah, I'm going to keep driving. I'm good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
I'm good.
Oh, I'm good. Nope. Clowns and sketchy roads. That is a no for me. Definite no.
Yeah.
Definite no. Definite no.
We're going Hawaii. Hawaii is a beautiful place. Many islands, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Need to see more of the natives, I tell you that. You know, the actual people, the Hawaiians, because when I go, it's very, Okay. We are now going into a place where there's another word I cannot pronounce correctly. Do my best.
It's all we can do is our best.
Now, I heard
We're learning.
Yeah, we are learning. Now, I guess there's an H1, but I know there's an I thought there was an H3, and I think the H3 took you near the military base, but you know what? We're talking about ghostesses and stuff, so we will just go from here. Because, I like to travel the world and read things too. All right, H1 in Hawaii. The sacred burial grounds of the Hualu Mountains. I hope I'd be proud of myself if I pronounced that right. If not, I tried. I'll have to look it up online. Before Interstate H1 became a vital artery for Oahu's traffic, the land it traverses was a sacred site. Okay, number one. Kualu Mountains were believed to house the burial grounds of ancient Hawaiian warriors known for their fierce dedication to protecting their land. The construction of the highway disrupted these grave sites, leading to tales of supernatural unrest. Disturbing burial grounds is a deep cultural and spiritual taboo in Hawaiian tradition, believed to awaken the spirits of those laid to rest. The hauntings along Interstate H1 serve as a stark reminder of the consequences of ignoring its cultural heritage. The hauntings began almost immediately during the construction of H1. Workers uncovered human bones and ancient weapons believed to belong to the warriors buried in the mountains. These discoveries were accompanied by chilling phenomena. One of the most baffling incidents involved a massive track loader that was mysteriously relocated 2 miles away from its original position without leaving any visible track. Crew members were so unsettled by the event that many abandoned the project, causing delays that stretched construction for over 7 years. Whoa. Workers also reported ghostly apparitions, strange noises, and unexplainable malfunctions with their equipment, leading some to believe the spirits were actively resisting the intrusion. I don't blame them. One of the most chilling phenomena reported by drivers is the sound of ghostly war cries echoing through the H1 tunnels. These cries are heard even when car windows are rolled up and the radios are off, as if the sounds pierce through the physical world. These witnesses describe the cries as fierce and mournful, a reminder of the warriors who once fought to protect their land. Some believe these cries were a warning to respect the sacred ground, or a lament for this disruption caused by the highway's construction. Drivers along H1 have also reported sightings of spectral warriors standing by the roadside, glaring at passing vehicles. These apparitions, clad in traditional Hawaiian attire, seem to be guarding their disturbed burial site. Their presence is often described as unsettling but not aggressive, though witnesses say the warriors' piercing gazes leave some indelible impression. In some cases, these spirits have even been seen walking onto the road only to vanish before the vehicles can reach them. These encounters add a supernatural layer of the highway's already perilous reputation. The hauntings along Interstate H1 highlight the clash between modern development and cultural respect. The spirits of the warriors are thought to remain restless, protecting their sacred land even in death. Paranormal investigators and psychics who have explored the area report sensing deep unrest tied to the disturbed grave sites, further supporting the legends. For travelers, the H1 offers both natural beauty and a palpable sense of unease. The stunning views of Hawaii's lush landscapes are tempered by the knowledge of the highway's haunted history and the spirits that may linger just out of sight. A moment of respect for the warriors. For those who drive along Interstate H1, encountering the paranormal can be both unnerving and humbling. Travelers are encouraged to show respect for the spirits by maintaining silence or offering a moment of reverence if they experience ghostly phenomena. Hawaiian tradition teaches that these spirits deserve honor for their sacrifices, and acknowledging their presence can foster a sense of balance.
Have you ever been on that highway?
I have not, but I don't know if this is the one that's the shortcut. I know they made a highway. Maybe it's H1. I thought it was called H3. And I know it was a road I think that the Navy base used too. I'm not sure. So I'll have to look into that. I saw it early last year and I'm like, that is pretty interesting. But none of this part was mentioned. Then again, megastructures, building on properties, even here in Arizona. I'm glad that where I live on my property in our neighborhood, I've never heard anybody say anything off. We probably was just desert. They probably just rode their horse through our area, but it was not a burial ground. But a lot of these HOAs and stuff, and there's way too many. Way too many.
Yeah.
We are going East Coast now. We went all the way from Hawaii to New York.
That's a long trek.
And it is 6 hours from here to the Big Island. So, and it's about 5 to 6. I said, that's a 12-hour flight. That's about a first class, y'all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a long flight.
Yeah, my lymphedema would have acted up. I would have had some angry feet and calves. That's what I'm saying.
One of those things that you can put on your legs.
Yeah, let them massage. Yes. So we're going to grab a bagel now or a soft pretzel. We're going to go over to Sweet Hollow Road in New York. Sweet Hollow Road isn't just a road. It's a time capsule of tragedy, mystery, and the unexplained. Running parallel to the equally infamous Mount Misery Road, Sweet Hollow Road is steeped in a history that predates colonial America. Some believe the hauntings are tied to Native American curses, while others point to the tragedies that unfolded during the Great Depression and beyond. The short stretch of road carries a long legacy of eerie tales, making it a hot spot for those seeking the paranormal. One of the most heart-wrenching legends of Sweet Hollow Road involves the spirits of children. Witnesses report seeing children dressed in Depression-era clothing, walking alongside the road, their faces pale and expressionless. These ghostly figures vanish in the thin air as drivers approach, leaving behind an overwhelming sense of sorrow. Some say these are the spirits of children from long forgotten camp, while others believe they are tied to a tragic bus accident. Either way, their presence adds a chilling layer to Sweet Hollow Road's haunted reputation. Another famous spirit tied to Sweet Hollow Road is Mary, a ghostly woman in white. According to legend, Mary met a tragic end along this road, either in a fatal accident or by taking her own life. Her apparition is often seen leaping in front of cars only to vanish on impact. Drivers who have encountered Mary describe the terror of seeing her form in their headlights, followed by an eerie realization that there's no one there. The story serves as both a cautionary tale and a haunting reminder of Sweet Hollow Road's tragic past. Sweet Hollow Road isn't just a home to tragic spirits. It is also said to harbor darker forces. The White Witch, believed to be a spirit of a woman executed for witchcraft during colonial times, has been sighted along the road. Witnesses describe her as emanating a chilling malevolence, with some claiming to have seen her casting symbols or muttering curses. Unlike Mary the Children, present is far from mournful, it's menacing, leaving those who encounter her with a sense of dread. Sweet Hollow's Road's most unique legends involves the spirit of a police officer killed during a routine traffic stop. The ghostly officer is said to continue pulling over motorists. Drivers report seeing a figure in a police uniform approaching their vehicle only for him to vanish before reaching the window. Ugh. Some stories suggest that the ghostly cop relives his final moments, forever tied to the spot where he met his tragic end. His presence is both unsettling and oddly protective, as if he's still watching over the road. Beneath the Northern State Overpass, Sweet Hollow Road reaches one of its most haunted spots. The bridge is tied to multiple ghostly legends, including the spirits of children who died in a bus crash. According to local lore, if you park beneath the bridge and put your car in neutral, the ghostly hands of children will push your car.
No. Okay, hold on. So this one, it was debunked. I think this is the one where there's one story where it's debunked. It's an optical illusion, where it looks like it could push you over, but it's just an optical illusion. You have to look it up. It's not ghost.
Because, I don't need children pushing my car.
Yeah, I don't either. Go ahead.
The bridge is also said to be the site where 3 young boys hanged themselves. Witnesses claim to see their spectral forms swinging from the beams before vanishing, adding a macabre element to the road's haunted history. Beyond what? Oh, I thought
you had... No, I was like, how you did that? I was like, macabre.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
That's
I'm like,
creepy.
got more to say. Beyond its specific ghostly figures, Sweet Hollow Road is known for strange lights and apparitions that defy explanation. Drivers have reported glowing orbs hovering above the road or darting through the trees. Paranormal investigators have tried to uncover the source of these lights, but their origins remain a mystery. The road's haunted reputation is further fueled by its connection to nearby Mount Misery Road, creating a nexus of paranormal activity that draws thrill seekers and ghost hunters from across the country. Driving Sweet Hollow Road is not for the faint of heart. From its dark history to its chilling encounters, this road offers more than just a spooky story. It's a place where the past seems to come alive. If you decide to visit, remember to approach with caution and respect. The spirits of Sweet Hollow Road may not mean harm, but they demand acknowledgement.
True. I don't know. Ghost children, Mount Misery or something. No, I'm good.
Yeah.
So from New York, we head on over to Haynesville, Maine, en Route 2A. Cutting through the dense forest of northern Maine has a long, perilous drive, especially during the winter months. It's a sharp 90-degree turn, has earned a deadly reputation, claiming countless lives over the years. The road's treacherous conditions are only part of its story. The ghosts that reportedly haunt the stretch of highway are a chilling reminder of its tragic history. The road's even found its way into a popular culture through Dick Curlis's haunting country song, A Tombstone for Every Mile, solidifying Route 2A reputation as both a dangerous and eerie destination. One of the most enduring legends of Route A is the spectral bride. According to local lore, a newlywed couple crashed along the road after losing control of their car in the infamous curve. The husband perished in the accident, but the bride in her wedding dress managed to escape the wreck. Desperate for help, she is said to wander the roadside, flagging down good Samaritans. For those who stop to assist, report up, only for her to vanish from the car as they approach for help. Witnesses often describe a bone-chilling cold accompanying their encounter, even on otherwise warm days. The ghost bride's tragic story serves as a reminder of the lives lost along this perilous highway. Another haunting tale tied to Route 2A involves the spirit of a young girl. Witnesses often describe seeing her stumbling along the road in a tattered dress, her face pale and expressionless. When drivers stop to offer assistance, she vanishes without a trace. Many believe this apparition is tied to a 1967 accident involving a semi-truck that struck and killed a young girl. The presence on the road is a somber echo of her untimely death, leaving drivers with an unsettling reminder of the dangers of Route 2A. While the ghost stories alone are enough to unnerve travelers, the physical dangers of Route A cannot be ignored. During the harsh Maine winters, icy roads, poor visibility turns this already treacherous highway into a deadly gauntlet. The combined sharp turns, black ice, and binding snowstorms has led to countless accidents, many of which contributed to the road's haunted reputation. For those who are brave enough to drive, caution is essential, not just for the road's natural hazard, but for potentially the ghostly encounter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't drive when it's cold out at all. When there's winter, I know things. Both the bride and the young girl share a common chilling pattern: their sudden disappearances. Drivers who encounter these apparitions report a sense of unease and confusion. Their minds race to make sense of what they've seen. The consistent reports of their ghostly vanishings only deepen the mystery surrounding Route 2A. The paranormal enthusiasts and skeptics alike are drawn to the road, searching for answers to these unexplained phenomenons. Are they spirits truly tied to the tragedies that occur here? Or are they echoes of the local lore amplified by the dark road's reputation? The haunting nature of Route 2A isn't just confined to ghost stories. It's also woven into the fabric of popular culture. Dick Curlis, A Tombstone for Every Mile, captured the road's lethal history, painting a vivid picture of its danger and the lives lost along the curves. The song's somber tone and vivid imagery resonate with those who have driven the highway, blending the real-life hazards of the road with its haunting legacy. The ghosts of Route 2A, whether the desperate bride or the wandering girl, serve as a reminder of the lives tragically cut short along the stretch of road. While the apparitions don't appear to harm those who encounter them, their presence adds unsettling layer to already crazy journey. For those who travel Route 2A, caution is essential. Whether you believe in the supernatural or not, the road's deadly history and the chilling legends demand respect and vigilance. Also, when it's icy out and snowstorms, don't drive, stay home. Ghosts or no ghosts, be smart. You know what I mean? I don't know. Just be smart. But yeah, crazy. I would not be out there driving like that. That is for sure.
I mean, unless you
hop it back over to Ohio, the Dead Man's Curve of Claremont County, Ohio. Dead Man's Curve, where State Route 125 meets Route 222, has claimed numerous lives over the years, earning its grim moniker. The most infamous tragedy occurred in 1969 when 5 teenagers in a high-speed collision lost their lives at the curve. The crash sent shockwaves through the community and, according to local legend, left a mark on the road. Since then, the curve has been linked to ghostly sightings and unexplained phenomenon, making it both a physical and supernatural danger to those who drive it. One of the most reported phenomenon at the Dead Man's Curve involves a phantom vehicle. Drivers describe encounters with a ghostly 1960 Impala and a green 1969 Roadrunner. These ghostly cars are often seen barreling down the road or aggressively chasing other vehicles before vanishing into thin air. Witnesses report feeling an overwhelming sense of dread as these phantom vehicles approach, with their headlights glowing unnaturally bright before disappearing. Whether these cars are tied to the 1969 accident or other tragedies along the curve, they serve as a chilling reminder of the lives lost in the high-speed collision. Oh, that's crazy. I would shit my pants if I saw a ghost car like that chasing me down the road. Shit my pants. There's no way.
Yeah. No.
Another haunting tale from the Dead Man's Curve involves the faceless hitchhiker. This ghostly figure, dressed in 1960s clothing, appears between 1:20 and 1:40. Drivers who stop to offer assistance are met with this terrifying sight. The hitchhiker has no facial feature. Those who encounter him describe eerie interactions, including stones being pelted at their vehicles or the figure forcing them to swerve. While the hitchhiker doesn't cause direct harm, his presence is deeply unsettling, leaving witnesses shaking and confused. I would be pissed if something ghost was throwing rocks at my car. I'd be pissed. I don't even think insurance would pay for that. If somebody was throwing at your car, I mean, how are you going to explain that to Geico or State Farm? Right. You know what I mean? Perhaps the most craziest story of Dead Man's Curve hauntings is the smoky phantom. The shadowy, smoke-like figure is often seen limping along the roadside or throwing itself in front of vehicles. Drivers who stop to investigate find nothing there. The phantom's sudden appearance often causes panic and near misses. Paranormal investigators suggest this entity may be tied to one of the many accidents that have occurred at the curve. And yeah. Others have believed it represents something darker, a spirit consumed by violence of its untimely death. The tragic 1969 accident that claimed the lives of 5 young teenagers remains the focal point of Dead Man's Curve ghostly legends. The witnesses have reported seeing apparitions resembling the teens along the road, as if their spirits are forever bound to the site of their untimely death. These sightings have often occurred around the anniversary of the crash, reinforcing the belief that the spirits are tied to the trauma of the fatal night. Again, reoccurring residuals, hauntings. While some view these apparitions as harmless echoes of the past, others find their presence deeply unnerving. Psychics who have visited the Dead Man's Curve described an overwhelming sense of sorrow and anger tied to the site. One psychic even claimed to encounter an evil spirit lurking around the curve, suggesting that not all entities in the area are benign, meaning are nice. This malevolent presence adds another layer of mystery to the road, leaving many to wonder whether the hauntings are purely residual or something more sinister. Over the decades, Dead Man's Curve has become a fixture in local lore. Stories of ghostly cars, faceless hitchhikers, smoky phantoms have been passed down through generations, cementing the road's reputation as one of Ohio's most haunted locations. The chilling tales, combined with the curve's dangerous angles and the history's accidents, make Dead Man's Curve a place to approach with caution and respect. A warning to those drivers on Dead Man's Curve. Traveling on Dead Man's Curve, the dangers are both physical and supernatural. The short term demands full attention, while hauntings serve as unsettling reminders of the lives lost in this stretch of road. Drivers are urged to stay focused, avoid distractions, especially if those distractions come in the form of ghostly apparitions. Stay off your phone, quit texting, pay attention, slow down, and don't be an idiot, and watch out for ghosts.
Yeah.
So, Thank you for joining us on this haunted journey through roads and highways and a blurred line between the natural and supernatural. From ghostly hitchhikers to ghost life, these stories remind us that the roads we travel hold more secrets than we may ever know. If you experienced a haunted road or may have a story to share, reach out to us. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and join us next time as we explore more of the darkest and most mysterious corners. Till then, drive safe and maybe keep a light on.